I see you shiver with anticipation.
But it's not my place to judge why people like a weird thing. I never do that.
Then what are you for?
Treachery to intellectual integrity.
Drooling, blithering idiots.
Absolute moral chaos.
What the is wrong with you? What the What I'm saying is the planet's on fucking fire.
Patient.
Life
It's
chaos of nothing.
life is sacred.
Welcome, everybody. Good evening tonight. My name is Spider.
And I'm Alexander.
And we have a guest tonight. Welcome, Drake.
Hey there.
Drake is visiting us tonight to tell us some stories about his heart transplant. So stay tuned if you want to hear some details about that kind of stuff. We're all exhausted.
Yeah, extremely.
It's been a very busy week, so we're actually recording a little later than usual. Oh, one more thing. This is the Freak and the Deviant. This is the podcast about freak and deviant behavior. Anything that might label you a deviant or a freak by regular society, that is exactly what we're going to talk about. So if you're uncomfortable about some of those subjects, this might not be the podcast for you. But you might already know that by the title. So, how are you guys doing?
I'm a little tired today. A little tired.
Drake, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling a lot better. Had some recovery from the last surgery and whatnot, and I feel
we gotta get to
mountain
that.
times better after that. It took a good share of time to walk straight.
Oh, wow. Oh, you said your balls hurt like somebody kicked them.
Yeah, it turns out that whenever you get a right heart catheterization, that since it's right next to the groin, because that's where they enter into the artery, they told me that sometimes blood likes to develop in your testicles. And
that's where blood goes, isn't it?
Yeah, but
I didn't know blood was
developed
developed like a camera. So
you gotta
you gotta blow on it. You gotta blow on it. You know, you're in a nice red room.
And then it starts to turn to very dark color, and you know you got to write.
Oh yeah. Oh Jesus.
Oh man, no, I'd never had a
I'm
bruise
into it.
this bad.
I'm into it. Yeah, you already got them hard.
Yeah, just
I'm sporting a chubby right now.
oh, I'm glad I got you there.
Those are baggy pants.
Gotta get down there.
Yeah,
All right, so we should probably rewind this all the way back to the beginning. Your heart was too big, am I correct?
Yes, it turned out whenever I was younger, unbeknownst to me, my heart took a beating, and then it just kind of kept going, and then it became...
But you were just born with it, right?
No.
No?
I
Oh,
wasn't
what
born
happened?
with. This was some kind of viral infection that hit me randomly in my teenage years.
So a viral infection made your heart bigger?
Yeah, it's practically it didn't make my heart bigger. My body made my heart bigger by simply using the heart like it is, a muscle. And whenever you push a muscle to its extreme, it likes to get larger. So I simply was just living with an enlarged heart for unknown, maybe 4 or 5 years.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Thankfully enough, I started turning into a nerd versus a jock, and I came to find out, much to my father's lamentation, that if I was a jock, I would have been one of those sports players that would have fainted in the middle of the field from an unknown heart episode.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
That would have been me.
So wait, nerd culture saved your life. Is that what you're saying here?
I think so.
Oh, that's a good hook for the title.
Damn straight.
Yeah, nerd culture saved my life. That's gonna be the quote we're gonna put you with.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, no, I actually met him while he still had things coming out of his body. You wanna describe those? I can put it on the screen if you want me to.
Feel free.
Is it this one or this one?
Yeah, you go ahead and put the one with the body. There you go.
This one?
Yeah.
Alright. So if you guys want to take a look here, this is what he was wearing when I met him.
Yeah.
It looked, I don't remember that thing on the front. You had more of a belt. Oh, wait, you had, everything was on your belt. You didn't have those arm things.
Yeah, no, they whenever you met me, they were still trying to figure out how to
hang it
on
on
a
your...
person. And then I'm it's mostly for older people who are already 3/4 of the way dead.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, oh yeah, you look at pictures and you'll just find old
Oddly
people.
specific.
Yeah, so
And,
for our listeners who can't see this, it looks like two tubes that are coming out of the heart that kind of hang below the heart, which combine into a single what looks like electrical connection that leads all the way down to the bottom.
And those two things on the side are batteries, right?
Yes.
And it seems to exit the body around the waist area into a larger...
You have that scar still?
Yes, I do. I have the scar. I don't know if you can see it, but
Yeah, it's not the best camera.
it's right there.
He has a scar where it comes out.
It's
Yeah.
right underneath my ribs. And but that's where that lead comes down outside the body, comes out, and then... So I have an open wound for the entirety of having the machine. Therefore, I have to clean it and also the fun facts of using silver nitrate to burn off of tissue that starts to grow up the wire.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, 2 years of it's fun.
You had it for 2 years?
Yes.
And you had to shower with that fucking thing on, right?
Yes.
Oh, wait, you made a face there. That was an experience for you.
Oh man,
The
yeah.
whole
Every
shower?
day in the shower was like, is this the day I die? Is this the day I die?
Oh, I have another picture here of the machine itself.
Yeah,
oh, that's a charger, right?
Yeah, that's the charger. And every night I had to plug myself in like a robot into that big ass Tonkin pack.
Oh, so when you slept, you didn't need batteries, right? It was a
I
machine.
didn't need batteries. And that
You plug
machine-
yourself into the fucking wall.
Exactly. So what happens when the electricity goes out, eh?
Oh, dude, that's not okay.
Oh yeah, I've had to.
Yeah, I'm
switch
laughing at
to
your death
something
here.
real fast.
Wow. So, yeah. So, if I'm not mistaken, this is something that
It kind of looks like a fucked up Xbox that you buy from China.
Thank
does.
you. Trust me,
It
I had
totally does.
more than my fair share of people go, is that like a new kind of game console?
Yeah, what is that rapper that had like a fake ass game console?
What you mean?
There was a rapper, musician guy.
Yeah. It was
Came up with a
Soldier
crappy-
Boy.
Soldier Boy. He had a fake video game thing and he got taken down.
I am
'cause
still mad
it's
at the
illegal.
fact that he didn't call his handheld like obvious Game Boy ripoff the Soldier Boy instead of the Game Boy. Like I'm
that
really
would've
mad he
That
missed
would've
that.
been amazing.
Yeah.
He missed that opportunity. I was like,
Okay, so
what,
we got
really?
D-Love said, I missed the first part. Was this absolutely required to live? Or
Yeah.
was it to fix when you went arrhythmic? Is that a term?
Arrhythmic.
Heart arrhythmia.
Yeah.
So did you have a heart attack that required this? Or was this a preventative thing?
By the time that it happened, I was starting to collapse.
Oh, Jesus.
And I needed a heart transplant ASAP.
How old were you?
No, I was 19.
19.
I was 19 working, and I kept collapsing at work. Took me the third time to figure out maybe I should do something and went to the hospital. Yeah, but once I was there, they were like, you're about to go. Like, we're surprised you're fucking standing.
What the fuck?
And they put me up to a alternative life support unit called just a big ass fucking heart pump machine. It sounds archaic as fuck. Just
That's that thing that basically does, like, it's a heart, right? Like, it's
Oh,
the thing
yeah,
that takes
it's
the
just a
blood
big
and
fucking
it's a
heart
replacement
thing.
for your heart. Yeah, I've seen that machine.
I broke it.
You broke it?
I broke it. They've never had anyone like use it so hard so long because they tried to keep me alive for as long
shit.
as possible. It took 2 months to get the heart transplant, and even then it was really no. I'm talking
2
about the
years.
future. It took 2 years to get the heart
Yeah,
transplant.
because you had the machine before you had the
Yeah,
transplant.
and we kept trying to get a heart transplant the first time, and nothing was popping. So the LVAD came into the picture.
So were you on a back list or something waiting for her? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they just once they put the LVAD in me, they were like, "You're functional, you can continue, but once something happens, then we'll just kind of throw in the heart transplant when need be."
So you know that question's coming. While having that machine, how much sex were you having? Was it a challenge or?
Oh my challenge! Oh man, I check it out. How fun is it to hook yourself up to your wall unit so that
Wait, you could only fuck plugged into the wall?
Well, no, but
Yeah,
I
battery
mean,
powered dick. It's a thing.
Yeah, you were legitimately a sex toy.
Okay, here's the fun part. Yes, the machine pumped my blood for me, and yes, it actually made it easier to have a heart on. Oddly, like I was
can get
like,
into
I'm
this.
good to go. I'm sick and I'm good to go. Like, let's do this now, and I can keep going. Wow, didn't know feeling half the way dead felt so great.
Oh my god!
Yeah, because I had the machine.
You were
doing
dead
it.
in all ways but one.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'm okay. If I was gonna die anyway at the end, I wouldn't mind using that one.
Fair enough. Holy shit!
Yeah, but in all truth, I didn't. I had no play at that time period, but I did have one very, very fun mate, and she was absolutely amazing. And kinky as all sin. I still haven't met a girl that went to the extent that she does for everything. And yeah, like so amazing. I like someone that totally was not affected by me walking around with all of this like little wires hanging out of my side going to this machine that has like it's a 15-foot lead.
Were
and I
you
gotta
considered
walk around the house being like, "I'm a sexy."
Were you considered handicapped at the time?
Yes, I was handicapped.
Because is that a kink? That's a kink, right?
I mean,
Like,
yeah, it is a kink.
Girls are like someone who's,
I've never heard it used in this
This is
particular
very
Yeah,
case.
unique.
neither. Yeah, like
Usually it's, their legs don't
But like,
work.
was she
or
into
their
that,
arms
or
don't
was she
work,
into
or-
you so much that she was overlooking the
There's actually-
difficulties?
she was a particular person that she was in. She's defined herself as like 90% lesbian and then 10% hetero. Well, she actually had a boyfriend who was the exact same as her, 90% homosexual, and then just that last
That little percentage
10%.
will make the relationship work.
Yeah, and that's what that made them work.
Interesting.
And she saw me, and she was like, "I've never felt like this way before for another male. And is this okay?" And I was like, "Are you serious?" I'm like,
But
"Look
yeah,
at me, I'm all fucking."
I'd argue that the emotional thing has nothing to do with that sexuality part. So if you had these feelings for someone of the opposite sex, might have nothing to do with your sexuality at all.
Yeah.
Or they're really into like cyborgs.
Yeah.
Some people
maybe
look
they
at
were
the-
I
hoping
was
you-
really into cyborgs.
You
Trust
look
me,
like-
I didn't have a heartbeat for
Weren't
2
you into
years.
when you're like into Iron Man or something?
Oh yes, at that time I was successfully into Iron Man because like I watched the first
That was
movie
the
when it
thing.
came out in theaters, and he said, or no, it was Pepper Potts or whatnot goes, "Not everyone runs on batteries," and I stood straight the fuck up in the theater, and I was like, "I'll fucking run on batteries."
That's amazing. He has every right to disrupt the movie theater, by the way.
Oh, yeah,
I would
probably.
argue he has every right to
Yeah,
say,
no, I was
fuck
yelled
up,
at
this
and
is the
whatnot,
thing.
and then like
Fuck you, my heart runs
He's like,
on
look at my
battery.
Yeah.
fucking, look at my cable.
there was like a security guard that came up afterwards. It was like, "Were you recording the video, like the movie?" Because my shit kind of looks like
Oh,
equipment.
wow.
I've had even a police officer
Could you
put
fly?
his hand on me and be like, "Sir, disarm yourself right now."
Fuck you.
And I'm like, "If I do, I die."
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Pull the
sir.
fucking cable, see what the
I'm
fuck
gonna
happened.
die.
Well, so
favorite
that
thing
there's
is
so many
to hold
questions
the
on
alarm
that
button.
because the average person does not know what the fuck that machine is.
Oh, God, no.
Never seen it. Like
There are very few even medical professionals who even know what this machine is.
So again, that by itself is a very weird scenario where any regular life thing that somebody who should know about that should know how to treat you for that. Because imagine they put you through I'm thinking like the airport, they put you through some weird machine that might disrupt.
Oh yeah, how did airport work?
I'm assuming you never went
No,
anywhere.
yes, I did.
Oh, please do tell.
Oh, that was fun. I felt so honored. When I
treat you
came
like a
there,
queen.
they wouldn't even let me get out of the car
Oh,
until
shit.
a flight marshal came and escorted me from my car all the way to the airport. And yes, there were more than a few people at the airport who saw this and went, "That man's carrying a gun! That man's carrying a bomb!" Because the shit looks kind of weird.
Honestly, though, batteries are bombs.
Oh, I know.
Use them inappropriately. Everything with a lot of energy
I'd rather not die then.
is a bomb. I believe a battery the size of what you had is about a grenade's worth of
Yeah,
explosive.
it's like this big.
Right? Like
Like, they were
am
like
I
that big.
correct?
Yeah, it's
that
about like a foot, a foot long and like 4 inches.
yeah, it was about
thick,
2-3 inches thick.
Yeah,
I
no, it
remember
was-
the thing was
seriously, they were, like,
huge.
thick
And
suckers.
I
like,
do picture
huge.
if you wanted to cause an explosion, stabbing that motherfucker with something would cause a
But it
massive.
had to be like fully charged, and a better explosion would be to cause
It'll
some
be,
sort
it'll be
of
more like
electrical
flash
disruption.
paper. It'll be other.
Yeah,
kinda
what
thing.
you'd want to do is you'd actually want to like overcharge it and then superheat it to cause a actual explosion.
That's fascinating. Well, it's not like he would do it. The point is that people have no fucking idea, and he's wearing a belt.
Don't ask why I know
with this
how to
weird
do
electronic.
it.
Yeah, that's a really good.
Sabo, just fucking run it. Allah.
But yeah, like it reminds me of I think it was a comedian. He said he witnessed an old man on a wheelchair being picked up of the chair so they could check the chair, and it's like if that 90-year-old dude was trying to blow up the plane, fucking let him. He earned it, right? Like what the
Come on
fuck?
the ball of fire.
I just thought of Breaking Bad. Remember he put a bomb in a wheelchair and he like clicked the bomb to fucking blow up that one dude.
I don't watch it.
That's probably why they checked the old man in the wheelchair. They were probably
Because
like,
of that fucking TV show, yeah.
Ah.
That's a good point. I can probably put that scene later, but nah, it's not that important. But yeah, like, is there any other weird like things that should have been normal, but people had no idea what that was?
Yes.
For the record, you're white. Did they seriously think you have a bomb on you?
Absolutely.
What the fuck?
Absolutely.
That's weird. This is where racism should have helped.
Yeah, well, okay. I understand all this, but here's...
I still maintain that the fact that most of the country isn't racist.
That's probably true. Yeah.
This is one thing I will throw into the boat. Though I may be white, I was disabled and I was sick. I was weak. Therefore, I was not normal. I was not permissible to be within anybody. Any normal human looks at sickness like it must be eradicated, removed, or sent away.
You fucking deviant. How dare you not be like me?
Well, it's not only that, it's the potentiality that what could you possibly cause upon me by your simple infirmity?
Oh my god.
Or make me worry about my pristine life whenever you are so infirm.
Yeah, and there's definitely a parallel between that and various diseases. Like, people think that, you know, just because someone's missing an arm, they think that suddenly, you know, if they're too close to the person missing an arm, they're going to lose an arm or something like that.
Oh, yeah,
that's
it's
dumb.
weird. Like, I've had a...
I used to rave with a dude that had he didn't have like an arm and he had the knob and he tattooed it to make it look like a shark. Because it was shaped like the nose of a shark. So he fucking
cool.
tatted it up and made it look like a shark sticking out of his arm. It looked fucking cool.
I wonder if he gets freaky with it.
Oh.
Get ready to take the shark, baby.
This show just took a turn. Disabled porn on it.
Oh no, it's totally a thing. There's even a dating.
I believe you've shown me
a
one
dating
where
game.
I believe you showed me, or maybe I found it myself, of a guy missing his leg, but it was nothing but bone and skin, and he stuck that up another dude's ass.
Yeah, that was me.
Was it? Yeah,
that was
it had
me.
to be you. So that's a thing.
Look, I get onto some weird stuff on Pornhub, and I'm not even like, I actually look for weird shit. Like, I finish getting off, and then I go look for weird shit, because I'm like,
just
what?
seal the deal.
Yeah,
Nice
it's
cool
like,
down.
Like, I just keep clicking on the recommended until I get to a weird part of Pornhub.
So Pornhub is like YouTube. You just click the next link.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, all the time.
No shit.
That's what I do.
Okay.
That's what I do.
I don't think I've ever gotten to the end of a single Pornhub video.
Really?
Dude, I look at it to get hard. I don't masturbate to the whole thing.
I know, I feel you.
I watch a couple like sexy scenes and I'm like,
sometimes
okay,
am
I'm hard.
that.
I'm gonna go
that's fair.
get
I'm
rid of it.
sometimes like that, yeah.
Until I start seeing someone being like, I still don't see a lot of electrostim play. That's why I just...
Oh, that was like the thing you were holding on to, right?
Yeah.
Because you couldn't do, what is it called? Electric...
Yeah, it's electrostimulation. That's a violet wand, or there's so many words for it. There's, you know, there's also like TENS units and things like that, which is more of a current-based thing, and then...
I just couldn't use them because of when I was hooked up to all that equipment, there was a potentiality if I ever were to use said equipment, something might not fire, and then the machine will just stop.
Oh.
I even had the fear of like potentially static electricity could turn it off.
Jesus fucking
it was
Christ.
So stupid. But
that's a shitty way to go.
The one time it did turn it off was probably my favorite.
So wait, did you fear balloons?
Huh?
Did you fear balloons? Would you like a balloon?
Okay, it's stupid, but yeah. Fuck you. I had to be aware of like static electricity. That's so stupid.
No. I'm sorry. I mean, no offense by laughing at every part of ridiculousness that can kill you, but it's
the only joke that I think I can make here is that Iron Man being afraid of shag carpet.
Yeah. That's amazing. I don't want to stop moving, but I should stop moving.
Wow. Well, because that's especially if you're fucking on a carpet, right? Like wouldn't that scare you? Did you have sex on a carpet?
I've made sure to take some weird protocols. Yes.
Oh wow! So you had to put extra steps into having sex.
Oh, no,
order
just
not
rubber
to.
boots.
I did because I was a little weirded out the first couple of times that I didn't know what would happen. Like,
you know what? I just realized I have a device that is a magic trick where I charge up 12 volts. I think it's a static electricity thing on your shoes that charges me up, and then I touch someone's finger and passed on I could have killed you had I done something
with
like that.
device, there would have been a potentiality. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was around the time that, like when I got that one, and that's around the time we were hanging out back in the day. So chances are, like, if I had just not known, hey, you want to see a cool magic trick? Yeah, I would have fucking killed you. Jesus Christ!
It's some weird shit.
What a straight. Well, especially because it's one of those things. Presumably you told everybody you knew about this, right?
Oh yeah.
But some jackass who doesn't know better could have given you fucking one of those shocking pens, which I have one. Those little fucking
there's
pens.
always those weird chances and whatnot. Like I even had myself.
Hey, you want some gum?
No.
Fair enough.
I like the ones that were like a rat trap. Remember that? Like you pull the gum and it like a fucking metal thing would pinch your thumb and fucking hurt.
I just thought it was weird that even though like I was supposed to be wary of static electricity, that the defibrillator wasn't a thing to be scared of.
Really?
No. Like, I thought that was weird. Like, the contrast of the whole paradigm,
Yeah, it reminds me of the pissing in a bottle and missing the toilet thing.
Yeah, so...
That's a very similar...
And then my defibrillator did fire, and then it was totally okay. And I was, like, up and at him right afterwards, so I still think it was really stupid. Like,
Do you think it might be a difference between voltage and current?
Yeah, really no idea.
Because defibrillator mostly uses current to move
and
the
it's
heart.
sourced directly.
Did it make you an expert in electricity? Like, it made you look
wish
shit up?
I could.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I'm waiting at this power for something to come out.
Oh, I can give you the magic trick if you want to fuck with it, because you're good now, right? Like,
oh yeah. No,
so while having the battery, you had any weird experiences with sexual encounters?
Whenever I had the LVAD, I only had one weird encounter, and that was just with the defibrillator. And
wait, the defibrillator was attached to that device?
No, it's just in me.
So it's a different thing that you had.
Yeah.
It
was just there. It's like it looks like a cigarette pack was stuck underneath my skin.
Oh,
like
Jesus!
Right here. That's literally what it looks like.
Okay.
It's just like right here. You get like a permanent cigarette pack right here. That's why whenever you see.
Was it in the skin or just like?
No, it's right. It's like right underneath the skin. Like your skin bulges out, and there's
so
like
the bomb from the Joker. He put a cell phone.
Absolutely like that. Yes.
Oh my God!
It is exactly like that. Like seriously, very much so. Just.
Do you have a scar on your chest from that? I want to see that.
I can't see.
Like, let me see this way. Oh, it's very subtle. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Oh wait, my bad. Wait.
So on the other side?
I'm on the other side.
Oh, there is a bigger scar.
Yeah,
there it is.
Right there. Okay,
so
I
like the
you can still
machine
like sit there and like feel it, and there's that leftover like
that is
big chunk of
fascinating.
scar tissue. But yeah, I was very self-conscious of my physical state, even though I've already been having a very successful sexual relationship with this one person. And
sexual. He says sexual. Well, no, I'm with you. I understand where you're going.
You know that's a new word, and I love it.
Is your relationship successful?
Yeah,
it is. You know,
yeah, it's very good.
And we were, regardless of that, I still couldn't get past myself. And then I turned to my mother's 24-hour slave, Bob, who is also my mentor. Love him to death. And he gave me, oh, don't worry about it. Here, take this. And he gave me half of a little bit of Viagra. Now, I thought this would be a totally great idea because I, of course, want to get my dick hard.
Viagra with a heart condition.
I didn't think about the second part.
Isn't that in the commercial? Okay, just...
It's not only in the commercial, it also says it on the box.
He didn't see the box. He never saw a box. Guarantee you, he
friend
never saw the box.
Wait,
it wasn't
so
his.
your mentor Bob, who did he know that you had a heart issue?
Okay, I love him. He's an Asperger man. He's a little weird. He just wants to make sure I was happy. My mother reprimanded him vehemently. So, yes,
he got in trouble for giving you Viagra?
Yes.
Of course he got in trouble.
It's a blood thinner.
And he had a heart fucking...
So bad.
God.
So,
oh, God. This story is going somewhere.
So I went ahead and taken in the adjusted time period, and then... Amber came over. We had our fun getting set up and whatnot.
You just dropped the name. You want me to delete that later?
Oh, yes. Feel free. Thank you.
Yeah.
I just let it slip.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, but so I was really excited because I was so ramped up and whatnot that I was like, all right, let's get all the tricks of the trade out and whatnot just for shits and giggles. Because she already wants full tilt kink. And I was like, well, since I'm now ramped up, I'm going to go ahead and pull out some of the extra oomph. And... after a good while of just solidly going at it, she's extremely restrained. Like, she's got a leg spacer down. She's on her knees with her body leaned over a couch bottom.
I need some dolls to fucking demonstrate this thing.
She had a blindfold on so that she can still open her eyes, but she still couldn't see anything because there was a screen there. She had her hands tied back in one of those stiffer... what's the handcuffs that are stiff and solid?
He would know. I have no idea.
Manacles?
Manacles? That sounds like something Houdini would wear.
Solid middle portion.
Yeah, you're talking about Houdini's things.
Yeah, they're just a version of handcuffs. They're well, I don't remember the actual term for it, but it's something handcuffs.
Yeah, they're just a little bit more restrictive in movement.
Yeah, instead of a little chain in between them, there was a solid piece.
Solid bar.
Yeah, I have them. I forget what they're called.
Yeah, and she had that behind her back.
It's like stiff
And
security
so
handcuffs.
You had someone tied up You're having kinky, weird sex on Viagra with a heart condition. What could go wrong?
Oh man, it was great. No, I'm serious. It was great.
I bet.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I mean,
so,
if you had
like-
died, you probably would have been okay with it.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good way to go.
Absolutely. I mean, she would have been horrified because she couldn't get out.
Yeah, but you would.
Oh no!
She couldn't go. She couldn't go anywhere.
Imagine having like someone tied up and the other guy dies in the room.
Determine a new kink.
That becomes what is it, Saw?
Yeah, I mean, Saw, but I don't know. Someone would find him eventually.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh
wait, man, she had a gag, so she couldn't even make noise. I'm sorry. There's a reason why all of this was so perfectly bad.
Yeah, that's a perfect scenario
Yeah.
here
So
for you to almost die.
yeah, just going to town, and suddenly I find myself on the ground, just flat on the ground, and I'm like, okay, one then two, how'd I end up being here?
Oh no, you blacked out.
And I was like, well, I thought I blacked out, but I was like, that doesn't make any sense. What happened? And then I could kind of start clicking things back together, and I just remember seeing a big bright white light, and then just click.
Oh.
And then I'm on the ground. I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I went ahead and just picked up my controller, and it has a little test button on it. So I'm like, okay. Big deep breaths. Let's make sure I'm okay. Hold the check button. The check button starts off setting a series of alarms. Now this is how it tests itself. She can hear all of this, still cannot move, and somehow I am
can't see
suddenly
anything.
off of her. So what in the world is going on through her mind in this situation?
Because she's blindfolded and tied up,
Yeah.
and can only hear the beeping on your machine now.
Yeah, so now I'm down, and she hears beeping.
Oh no!
And then,
She thought you died.
oh man, she was fighting. She was never going to get out, but she was fighting. And
That's how you know your restraints are good.
Yes. And I'm still just fully engaged in my situation, like fully just trying to figure out what's going on. And then after the alarm stopped, and they set up for quite a while, like it's a 10-second alarm. It just goes on and on and on. And then big deep breath, and I start to laugh. And like, dare I say, like the near-death situation laugh, the maniacal laugh, like all that shit tied together and whatnot. Like you just lose your fucking mind on laughing. Well, she's still freaking out.
Yeah, this is your
And she
super.
doesn't. I don't even know what's going on in her mind. Maybe this is a new type of kink play. Maybe I'm just kind of avoiding her and just laughing at her while she's sitting there freaking out.
This is a super villain background story.
Yeah, that's
Or
fun.
what do you call it? Oh my god.
Origin?
Origin story. Yeah, you're about to become, this master of electrocution or something.
Hey, man, if I could shock people with my dick, I would.
Yep.
And
I've been
so
doing-
I unwrap her and whatnot, and she was like, "What the fuck happened? What was that? I don't understand." I was like, "Okay, I'm so sorry. Looks like the defibrillator fired. I'm so sorry. I took Viagra before this." Immediately, she starts beating, like, smacking the shit out of me for being an idiot. Rightfully so.
Yep.
And then she was like, "But what was that?" What do you mean, what was that? She was like, "I felt something." I was like, "Okay, what'd you feel?" She was like, "Well, when you were in me and then you were out, I felt something go, like, just I don't know. It was like a shock, kind of. I was like, I think I electrocuted with my penis. She's like, no, that's not true. I was like, well, my defibrillator fired. And she was like,
So you're not supposed to be touching someone when one of those things hits.
that's why they tell everyone to clear.
Yeah, that's what clear means.
Yeah, that's why
don't
when
touch the dude.
When they use the external defibrillators, like, everybody clear!
And not only was it not clear, you were inside someone.
So a perfect conductive
Oh god.
tissue liquidy.
Probably,
Yum
you know,
yums.
it probably.
Yums.
So actually, in this experience, I actually might actually notice a little bit of things.
Oh,
so this
please
is actually
do tell.
so
Oh my god.
it probably actually felt like one of those gum packs, like the ones that you feel that you pull on your finger. Or
Oh, like the little
like one
electric
of those,
pen or whatever the fuck?
like one of those inside of you. Like imagine it in your butt.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
it
I don't
probably
wanna-
was. I've had something very similar. Well, not similar to this case, but something that was supposed to do that actually break and ramp up the amperage on me and just zap my
It wasn't one of those ones.
my
was it?
anus. No, it wasn't. It was, how about this? It was a makeshift one.
Oh
bad.
no.
Yeah, it was really bad. My first experience ever with that sort of stuff, kind of like, it took me a while to get back into it because I had such a bad experience and it
right.
really
Yeah.
hurt.
Because like those one things are made of cheap glass, right?
Yeah, it was
So
not
you
one
can,
of those.
it's like a thermometer. You can just pretty much snap
It
it in
wasn't
half.
one
You
of
stick
those. It
someone
was like
up
a
his ass.
solid metal one with like with a couple batteries tied
Yeah, I feel
to
like
it.
if you stick something like that up your ass and cough, it's gone. Just there was a story on the internet about like somebody broke a dildo because it was like it was shaped like a lollipop type thing with a ball of glass that was a different material from the acrylic that it was made of. So of course the tip broke off of it inside of them.
Sad face.
Yeah, so those. There's a lot of stories of people breaking dildos inside of them. That's a thing that happens. That should.
Why you use metal?
Or have someone
Or use
be
a full
there.
piece. A full solid piece.
Full solid piece.
Well, we were actually talking about this with Phoenix last time she was here about how some of the toys that you buy are not actually intended for that because they're illegal. It's illegal to sell a product that is intended for you to masturbate with. So they'll sell you the way they get around it is that they're
novelties.
They're novelty toys, and they're not intended for you to. They're not medically clear to be inside of a person. The plastics they made them of are not intended to be used that way. Didn't you have one that like felt like?
Well, that got covered
corroding?
in that got covered in silver polish, which is not meant for plastic at all. So that's why it eroded. It was one that was that was meant to go in the human body, but it kind of got corroded because it was next to my metal stuff. Because
you have metal stuff.
Because I have metal stuff. It wasn't even close to my metal dildos because I don't keep silver polish next to my metal dildos. I actually had it by some jewelry that I was polishing for my grandma, and
I'm sure she must have been proud.
Dicks. Yeah, and so that's why.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that I gotten from my grandma, to be specific. I was polishing it up.
I don't think that changes much of the morality. Yeah, no, that's very interesting.
Love you, Grandma.
I love you, Grandma.
I do love my grandma, and she probably wouldn't care.
You wouldn't care about that?
No, probably not.
You feel like some of your family might not be, which is still a weird. This is still an ongoing joke within this podcast.
Oh,
is that
yeah.
his family has no idea.
None of it.
All of this crazy shit that you're an expert on, apparently.
I'm not an expert. I've just been around for a while.
Well, you have experience. You have more experience than I do when it comes to
seasoned.
Well seasoned.
I'm only an expert in certain parts of kink. Like everything else is.
That actually, I just realized that dildo thing connects directly to contact lenses are supposed to be made for you and put on by an actual optometrist. Like they're supposed to fit you. Like you're supposed to be with an expert putting them on. And I'm around a lot of people who tend to just buy them off a website and stick them in their fucking eye. They're prescriptions. They're technically every contact lens you're putting on is basically a medication because you're putting it inside your body, and you have zero idea what the fuck that's made of. Most people have no idea what a contact lens is made of. They're made of weird plastic combination. You're probably familiar with it.
That makes me think about weird shit.
Like what?
I don't know. What could be in my eyes? Thank you.
The what?
What could be in my eyes?
A dildo. An improperly made dildo.
That is actually a kink I've always wanted to try once. Skull fucking.
Oh my god! Right?
So, what? Well, I need you to describe
Dick
that.
in eye socket.
Dick in eye socket. Yeah, absolutely. Fucking just straight.
But that has to be a dead person. Oh wait, someone missing an eye?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's still a brain back there. How do
Well, you can still stick it in.
You can still the tip, man.
Just the
Yeah,
tip.
yeah.
That's what they all say.
But yeah, then you find out how far you can go, and then you just ease back.
So you need a girl with very little brain,
Whenever
right?
they start losing their verbal skills, you just kind of go, "Oh, I'm sorry."
They start slurring a little bit,
Oh, baby,
Too far,
cool.
too far.
Yes.
That's where you go balls deep.
Oh my god, go through the eye and then it goes into the mouth of the tooth.
What the hell?
Dude, I've seen.
Yeah, I know, right?
I've seen a porno like that. But it's like really dumb and it's stupid, but it's hilarious.
Oh shit! Is that where this conversation's going?
One of them, it comes out of her nose too. It's hilarious.
Oh my god!
It's so dumb, but it's funny.
You need a very specific person to. We just had somebody join into, heard that part and then left. I love watching the numbers on the screen when somebody's like, "This is the perfect time for you to jump in, hear something completely out of context."
Oh.
I think within context, it's still pretty bad that you just this is a kink I'm interested in.
Well, I've never been able to
It takes
try
a very specific
Exactly.
person. Like you can't.
I've never been able to try it. I've never known anybody.
It's like you were asking
that.
earlier, is there a kink for disability people and whatnot? I was like, I don't really think there is, but I know.
Oh, there
there's
is a
such-
kink. I don't know if that's what your partner had, which is what I was
no,
wondering.
It wasn't. It was just like it's just like the same thing of, or maybe I would say similar to someone who's I like amputees, or I like
Yeah.
people
Amputees?
who are in severe care situations and whatnot. Those people do exactly exist.
There is a.
There's actually an entire dating sim based on it.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, it's actually really popular.
Oh, cool.
There's a TV show called Horace and Pete. Was written and directed by Louis C.K., but never ended up in any. Like he produced it and sold it himself on his own website. So and he basically did zero advertising. It was just like I just wanted to make a
you
TV
just wanna
show,
make it.
and it's a very obvious story. There's like 3 or 4 sets, and it's a very simplistic story about some dude that owns a bar, and a bunch of weird conversations happen at the bar. Right, one of them, this dude just comes and hits on a girl that's bald. And he's like, "Are you like a cancer survivor?" It was like, yes. What is? It was like, I think that's kind of sexy. I'm like, oh, what did you just say? It's like it's like a thing where you're like you're flirting with death, and like, Jesus fucking Christ. And she just like cussed him out and like, get the fuck out of the bar right now. Like, he was hitting on the owner of the bar who happened to have just gotten to
admit that I've
come up.
had more than my fair share of women come and fuck me just so they can get a tally on the fact I made sure a guy who was dying got one last good leg.
Oh, that's not cool.
Oh yeah, 5.
That's pity fucking, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't
it's-
take that.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's pity fucking, but it's also could be one of those things where it's more like.
Do you feel like you're taking advantage of them?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Emotionally, all that stuff.
Fair
it was
enough.
just thought someone was going to come in and be actually supportive of my situation. Instead, just wanted to give me a card and be like, "That's it, you got it."
That's not okay.
Yeah, that's not okay. I was thinking more of like if someone shows up and is like, hey, is this something you would like to do before you die? More like bucket list type of material.
Like yeah, like if it was more genuinely up for it and honest,
And it was agreed
whatnot,
upon.
things like that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like
It shouldn't have been.
if it was
Just, yeah, just like magic or kinky, the consent is the first priority. You should have known ahead of time. That's informed consent.
yeah,
That's the way that we're looking at it.
and totally at that time.
because-
Like LVAD time was near death time. Like the likelihood of getting even a heart transplant that time was rare. I wasn't even
wow.
supposed to survive with the implantation of the LVAD. I wasn't like technically I didn't. I stayed dead for like 5 minutes, and then they gave
So
up.
you've been
on-
dead.
Yes, I've been
You
dead.
can actually say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been dead.
What was on the other side?
How's
You
the
remember?
afterlife doing?
I'm good.
Everyone
Those-
always
those
asks me, is like, was there something? Yeah, like, I mean, all I could really think of was the fact that, all that I could really ever remember is just the feeling of inside nothingness. Where, and I could, when you close your eyes and you're like, oh, there's nothing around me and whatnot, but it was just something so different, like there is really truly nothing, and then you yourself is nothing. I do remember that specific sensation.
That sounds poetic. We
Yeah,
are
it's-
nothing.
Everything, like,
Maybe you aren't.
it was weird.
Like it's all black. Just there's nothing. I'm like, oh well, cool. Now we know. We have evidence. There's a dude that went and came back, and there was nothing.
Yeah, I was
Fuck you, my
pretty
dad's-
nonplussed.
my Sky
'cause trust
Daddy
me, there
says
was
you
tons
were
of
wrong.
people like,
His Sky Daddy says I'm wrong. Yes. My Sky Daddy has a bigger dick than yours.
I mean,
I actually really enjoyed like every once in a while to really piss someone off, say my God can beat your God up.
Well, that's a George Carlin joke. My God has a bigger dick than your God. Oh man, that's so. You want me to? You want to see? Show the picture of the what is it?
Yeah,
there's a couple other things you had in mind, right? I lost it.
you
I
could
think.
show.
Yeah, I lost the GIF. Hold on.
Okay, well,
There was a GIF
that was
file.
the one for the transplant. Yeah,
Yeah, the ones. So you actually had the heart transplant when?
I had
How
the
long
heart
ago was
transplant
this?
when I was 21. That's 10 years ago now, or almost 10 years.
Yeah. And you always since then you've been dealing with some medication problems, right? Which is a whole nother situation.
The sake of upkeep for a heart
There
transplant
it is.
is
I can show it here.
immunosuppressants and whatnot, which just simply kind of suck because it makes you more likely to get sick.
Okay, you want to sort of describe what we're watching here? Donor heart.
Yeah, so what it's showing is the fact.
is
I just
hard.
wanted to just display the fact that yes, because some people just had this weird feeling like they don't understand how you could take one heart out and then put another heart in.
That looks creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
It looks like they just tied the ends on top and the
Yeah,
bottom.
They literally do.
Oh.
Yeah, they literally do that.
Yeah,
They-
otherwise the stuff falls out.
Just
of
like a car. The stuff falls out of it. Yeah, you'd want that coolant.
Yeah, like
and,
the hoses start spraying everywhere, and the doctors are like, "No!"
Why?
Yeah, like-
Why would it spray
It'd
anywhere?
be like
Because the hoses still have because
it's pressurized.
Yeah,
but there is nothing pumping it.
they hooked me up to a machine to
No,
keep my blood
but
running.
there's still a first of all there's still pressure in the line.
Yeah.
So it is still a pressurized system.
So they still cut it like so they
yeah,
cut it.
so if you pump something full of air, even if you cut the pump, there's still pressure in
there's
the
still
system.
pressure and it's gonna shoot all the blood
Yeah,
out.
and so if you
Still,
open
when
up
they-
a
when
valve,
they take out like an IV, you'll
That's
always
crazy.
get like a little spray of blood. That's like
Oh,
whenever
yeah,
you,
I've seen
like
that,
when
yeah,
you know
okay.
about the whole like when druggies and whatnot pull out their fucking IVs, blood spurts. Same things because there's pressure, your blood pressure.
I always thought it was like it's in movies like they cut someone's artery or something and it's like. So
Yeah,
with
no,
the
that's
heartbeat.
it.
yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah,
if you do that to the
absolutely.
heart, it shouldn't be like that, right? There shouldn't be a squirt, squirt,
It's
squirt
surprising
from
how much
not
so
the
that
heart.
it can be. It just
You-
depends on what you
Yeah.
cut.
Were you watching?
No, I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about.
It's just
Yeah,
not
I was
like-
staring right at my chest
Yeah,
when they
totally.
cut open my.
Did they have a mirror on the top and look down at?
Well,
they
I don't
do.
know. I'd be into it.
I admit, whenever I watched a lot of videos to just get ready for what I was going to go through, and the whole fact of cutting the whole veins and whatnot, and then just putting it to a whole entire machine to keep the blood running and whatnot, while you just have this
That is so fucking
hole,
weird.
like this cavity in your chest. It's crazy. And then they just kind of stick another one in and just go click, clink, 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 clink.
I just realized
not so
there's
easily, but yeah.
there's a VR game where you do surgery. Have you heard of this one?
I bet you it's
Surgeon
based off of
Simulator?
that.
There's a dead body and you just pick up the heart and
That
you
sounds
start
cool.
trying to plug shit in, and inevitably you will kill the fucking patient.
Oh.
But it's a joke game where
Oh.
you actually have a body. It's kind of like Operation, but
Is
like for
it-
real.
Is it Surgeon Simulator where it's like really bad and goofy?
Yeah, it's supposed to be retarded goofy.
Yeah, I've
You know what
played
I'm
it.
talking about?
Yeah, I've
Alright.
played it. It's even better on computer because you can only control like your hand, like each finger. It's it's very like co-op style where like
Yeah.
each finger is controlled separately.
You're supposed
So
to just feel bad that you're killing some dude. Did you
Yeah.
want to describe this
you can
last one?
succeed.
Yeah, this is what a heart catheterization is, which is the regular type of checkup
So this happens. Do you have to do this often?
every year.
Oh Jesus! All right.
So every year I have to go in. I recently just did mine.
So they insert a dye onto your heart.
Yes. So what they do is they first stick in the get the catheter where your I think it's called the peripheral artery is.
Where the thigh is, like right next
Yeah,
to your
it's right
crotch.
next to your groin. It's like,
That guy's dick is tiny.
well, I mean, I think we're going off with there's nothing there. Maybe
I
it's
have to
smooth.
zoom in a
Nothing
bit.
there.
And once they shove a cord, and this is the fun part. You're awake.
Yeah, you
Hold
have
on.
to be, right?
Yeah, this is the fun part. So I get to sit there being and totally like, nah. And this guy is just sitting there right next to my groin, just going, bam, 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 just shoving cord up.
Okay, has to go all the way the fuck up there.
Because
so
he has
just
to shove all of this cord.
yeah, you have to pull the solid cord upwards.
Into
Oh
my
God!
heart.
Could you feel that whole thing?
Oh yeah. Like my heart's
Oh, that's
denerved, so I
weird.
can't feel that stuff. But whenever they fucking make the probe like do its little electric pulse thing, or they use it to scrape the edges of the inside of the heart so they can get some DNA tissue. Yeah, fun, right? Every single time
That's
it
creepy.
does that, my heart stops. Just for a second. Just for. And they're like, "Are you okay?" Yeah.
Trying to die here.
How aren't you doing? Do we have enough? No, I need to get a couple more samples. Okay, fuck.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it's just, and like, yes, I can't feel anything, but there's a difference. Even though when you're knocked out, like you are knocked out, you have all painkillers, all whatnot in the world. Nothing mitigates pressure.
Yeah.
And so just
You're gonna feel it.
feeling all of that dude just
God, that feels-
shoving that cordage into
You feel like a
hole
puppet,
that's
like something's going through you and moving.
big. Yeah.
I'm imagining all that shit.
Oh, sorry. I probably should have sent you the picture.
What picture?
Of the spot when it like the day after. So what it looks like, just absolutely horrid. It looks like a vampire bite, like right next to my groin.
If you have it on your phone, send
Sexy.
it to me real quick. I can put it on the show.
Maybe.
But yeah, so it's interesting. This is actually something that I think I only learned recently through Kevin Smith. Actually, had a heart attack.
Ah, yes. He would have to have a cath as well.
Yeah, and yeah, he described how the doctor disappeared into his crutch. And it's like they just fucking took my pants off and my underwear up on the spot and just fucking went right in to save my life. I was having a fucking heart attack.
Yep.
So it was like I didn't have time for body shame at that point. They're just like, fucking go.
No, there's no body shame. And I love it. Like the guy who's in there, he's like down at your groin. He's like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean up this area and I'm going to go ahead and do both sides so that, you know, you don't walk awkwardly. I'm like, thank you. You care.
I mean, at a certain point, like, dick size no longer matters.
Oh,
you know?
no, fuck that.
Well, like, I went to the fucking operation
this shrivels
table
up like
and
a
I was
stack of dimes
I
with that kind of
almost
nervousness.
took off my whole gown, and the people are like, no, you don't have to. Modesty's at the fucking door, guys. Just sit me up there on that cold fucking
Keep
slab
my
and
ass
get in
alive.
Just, wow.
That's something that I've somewhat noticed. This is just an observation of just the various people around me, because I've actually known a lot of people who've been really close to death.
I think you sent it to me.
Oh, you've been close to death.
I've been close to death once or twice.
I have a brain tumor, but I don't think I've been close to death.
Yeah, you have a brain tumor too. What did you go through?
But
Nothing. I haven't had surgery or anything like that.
Me?
No, not you. Yeah, him.
Oh, me? Oh, I had a massive syncope event and lost consciousness in the middle of a kink thing. I had a 2-hour beat session and I collapsed afterward.
There's an episode of this show where he describes it in detail, but basically he had just been beaten up, right?
Yeah, I just gone through a massive, like, beat session. Like I said, it was like 2 hours of just beating. And
Can we show that?
I mean, yeah, sure, why not?
I don't care. I mean,
well, it's not that. Is whether we're gonna get taken down.
No, it doesn't show anything.
There's
no like genitalia. Or
no,
anything.
there's not. I mean,
it's somebody's thigh.
Yeah.
You can show thigh.
I just sent it back to you on Facebook so I can get it on the computer real quick.
Lord.
But
yeah,
we
so
should
you're
warn
gonna get a message
people,
from me that
our
means nothing.
viewers, that if you're squeamish to
don't look.
Yeah,
it's not like it's an open wound or anything. It's just a bruise. But if you're squeamish to bruising,
It's kind of
it is a little bit of a rough bruise. So now is your chance to turn away. I'll let you know when it's okay to turn back. For our listeners, I can describe colors, and that's just about it. So there you go.
Describe colors. All right, I'm about to put it on the big screen here.
I've coined this the vampire's kiss.
All right, and turn away now.
And
3,
nurses
2,
love
1.
it.
There you go. That's your crutch, right?
Yeah.
What are those two dots? Looks like a snake bite.
Yeah,
Or
that's where
or
they shoved
berries.
the cordage.
Oh.
They shoved 5 feet of cord through those 2 little holes.
Fuck you. That's tiny.
Yeah. The
How
fun
do
part,
they know? Oh, I'm just curious. Is it round at the tip? Like, how do they know they're not piercing you somewhere deep in there?
the tools of which they are designed and whatnot, but it can turn out you can go the wrong way inside. I came to find this out from my girlfriend's
Can they
mother.
see it somehow? Like,
Yes.
is there
Oh,
a
yeah,
machine looking through you?
They got this
Okay.
big thing
So
over
they can
you
sort of trace
like,
it down.
see it sneaking through you.
Interesting. All right.
My girlfriend's mother, she has heart things going on right now, and when she had a heart cath like a couple of years ago, when they fed it through, they ended up poking it into her diaphragm. So
What
whenever
the
they
fuck?
electrocuted it for the diode to go,
Oh.
hey, how are things going? Shocked her diaphragm, so she just kind of let off this very absurd squeak sound. Like, she said herself that she didn't even know what she made a sound of. She'd never heard of it before. But, yeah, all the doctors went, oh, okay, get all the hoses off of her face. What happened? You shocked me. Okay, now use your words. You fucking shocked me. Well, I know that's what we're doing, but where did I shock you? Inside. Oh, like not in the right place. I don't know.
What's the right place?
It all hurt like shit.
Oh my
it shouldn't
God.
hurt like that.
That
Oh, we
reminds me
must
of
have shocked your diaphragm.
That Black Mirror episode where the doctor puts the helmet and can feel every bit of pain so they would know. That's fascinating.
God, that sounds awful.
You haven't seen this?
No.
Oh, I can show that one to you. That's pretty short, actually. It's like a very short
I
story.
know what you mean. Sen's been trying to get me to watch it.
It was actually written by Penn Jillette, the magician.
Oh.
From Penn and Teller. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he wrote that particular section. It's called The Pain Doctor. And it's a short story about a doctor who puts an implant. And then there's a helmet that he puts on a patient. And he feels all their pain. wherever it is. So he knows what, like he starts kind of doing this a lot. So he builds an internal library of what everything feels like. This is what a broken leg feels like. This is what a heart attack feels like. This is
I
what
feel you on that.
burst appendix feels like. So most patients, that's the problem. They don't know how to describe those symptoms. They have never seen them. They don't know what they feel like if it's the first time they ever had it.
Yeah, and whenever you
so
feel
they're like,
it,
this
it's kinda
hurts
hard
right
to
here. I don't know what
articulate
that means. So the doctor puts the fucking helmet on and they're like, oh, that feels just like a burst appendix. We need to do that now.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it's a fantastic episode. But at some point,
told me about that episode.
the kicker of that story is that he witnessed he experienced death. They put the helmet on someone who had been poisoned, and he didn't know what it was. It was just pain. He felt pain everywhere, and the dude fucking flatlined while he was feeling the thing.
Oh, so he went through the same experience.
Experienced death. And he blacked out for like 5 minutes, came back, and apparently something got short-circuited. And from that point on, pain no longer felt like pain. He started liking it. So he was now wearing putting the helmet on patients as if it was a drug. He was just enjoying it.
So he was getting off on it.
Yeah, and then
I can definitely tell you when the stroke very much kind of does something like that.
Really?
Similarly.
It rewires you? You had a stroke?
Yeah, I've two, three. One small one, two big ones. That's how I ended up having right side paralysis, left eye blindness.
Wait, your left eye is blind?
Was.
Oh, okay. I was like, we haven't caught up in a while.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You didn't get to see me at that time, did you?
I don't think so, no.
No, you did. Oh, no, of course, I wouldn't be out of the hospital at that point. Duh.
One of the first times we interacted, you were in the hospital, and I did a magic trick on a webcam for you.
I remember that.
We were doing there was a laptop, and I put a bunch of cards, and there were black tigers too. I just put a bunch of cards on the table, and I had everybody on the table take turns moving certain amount of numbers randomly. And then at some point, he stopped at a particular card. Nobody knew what it was in the room. Picked it up, and then on a different deck of cards, it was upside down. You know exactly what trick I'm doing.
I know exactly what trick it is. Yeah,
he knows how it do. He could have done it himself.
Yeah, I could have done it myself. It's
I've seen it.
pretty easy trick.
But I'm basically entertaining him over a webcam, and he's in a hospital bed there. Just
he was great.
Yeah,
I mean, it was just really nice to have someone on the outside that I could see from the outside. I just
realized you totally paused my timer when you dropped it, and I did not notice. So I have zero idea how long we've been going.
Oh, okay.
There should be a small timer.
There's a timer on the screen over there. Let me just move it in front of us here.
Yeah, we can see it.
Keep talking. Sorry about that.
No
just
problem.
Technicalities of the show. I forgot what we were doing.
Yeah, if we're talking about anything else that was, I guess it could be sexually deviantly based.
Live for an hour and 7. Recording 52.
When it comes to that little heart cath thing that y'all saw, they have to put a plug into your artery.
Okay.
But it will dissolve in time. But unfortunately, it takes months.
Okay.
So you could literally right now go up to where that artery is and feel it on me. You can feel this little nubbin because there's this nice sized little plug in my artery, keeping that spot solid. Now, one of my first times getting one of these done, I couldn't stop myself from being overly excited, and I decided to get myself into some very fun play and too vigorous of play. And whenever I came out of it, I thought that I came really hard, but then I realized that, me coming really hard kind of hurt a little there afterward. And I was like, well, this is kind of fucking weird. What the fuck happened? Then I looked down, and then the spot where the plug was swelled up to like size of a tennis ball.
What the fuck?
Fucking here, and it's just big, nasty, and purple. The plug got moved, so now I'm having my artery is bleeding out.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and it's I'm immediately oh fuck, and my leg starts numbing out. My right leg starts numbing out because all the blood's not going to. It's kind of there. So all this is just getting.
What is that called again?
Scary purple. When you start bleeding out inside.
Yeah. There's a name for that, right?
There's a name for it. I don't know.
Do you know it?
From the top of my head.
I don't remember it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not a hernia because that's when it explodes out.
Oh my god, that's what that is.
Yeah, my dad had a hernia.
It was a stomach thing.
Hernia is when it's mostly your stomach bursts, but it can be other things too.
Why do they check your balls for a hernia?
I have no idea. Let me ask my dad.
I remember physicals that they grab your balls and make you cough.
Yes, they do, and I think it's something about general area and strains and whatnot, because the hernia is usually set to this area, and whenever you have a certain amount of stress, maybe you can feel it through your balls.
No idea. Again, let me ask my dad. He's had a hernia, so
yeah,
I remember that. He was on the couch for a week.
Yeah, dude, just stuff sucks. And
You
some
know-
people like nowadays just work through it, and it's horrible.
Oh wow, fuck that.
My dad wanted to work through it. My mom almost
you
killed
ever
him.
had like a muscle that gets, I guess, pulled, it becomes solid, or like a Charlie horse? You know,
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what that feels like, right? Not long after my vasectomy, that happened in the in the perineal area. I don't know what's called.
Perennial.
Between my dick and my my asshole,
Fair enough.
right in there.
Oh, like your taint?
Yeah, the
Okay, let's just use that word.
Your taint area.
I don't use
Fuck
the term
science
taints.
words.
That's a weird.
Gooch.
The goo.
God, I haven't heard that in a while. Gooch.
Is it just internal hemorrhaging? Is that really the term? I thought there was a different term for it.
No, that makes sense.
I mean, yeah,
That
it makes
makes
sense. I thought
sense.
there was like an actual.
Yeah, that makes
term.
actual sense. Someone's listening. Cool. We haven't had any comments the whole time, even though we got like 5 people watching, according to that. We might we
great
might be
background
keeping people's
sound.
attention. Yeah. Well, the thing is, usually we're making a lot more jokes than today. This is actually very educational.
educational. I'm
Yeah,
excited
we're learning a
about
lot about
today.
interesting. We haven't even covered the thing on the fucking table. For those of you listening,
Oh, yeah.
today is September 11th, so we actually have 2 sets of Jenga on the table because
for
it's actually
people-
a tradition of mine in my house to play double Jenga on 9/11 because it's a better thing to do than watch TV that day. Because if you're familiar with television on that day, fuck me, I hate rewatching all that footage.
I know.
So just fucking not watch TV and play Jenga. Some people find that offensive though. The whole playing double Jenga.
My family think it's hilarious.
Did they? You told them about this?
That's
yeah.
cute.
Oh yeah.
I've been doing this shit for years, and I've had some people like, you're an asshole, and I was like, what? Why though? It's fun. To me, this is more
come on.
innocent than watching the fucking footage of people dying.
Well, it's also again comedy that brings it brings humanity to something that is
That lacks
innately
it.
that lacks humanity.
That's how we work through things. Is
Yeah.
by
That's how I
applying
would. I
humor
make
to
everything-
it to get over
everything
and
into
get
a
through
joke.
things together as humans. It's
I remember
just
what
how we
I said.
operate.
I think it was one of the first days. It wasn't the first days or something. One of the first times that I heard about this, I was like, "Hey, can we make paper planes to hit the pieces?"
Yeah, well, there's another part of this tradition which is making pentagonal. It's a cake. It's a white cake,
love this
pentagonal
idea.
cake, and you put it across the living room, and nobody can eat it until somebody can get a paper airplane into it from the couch. Like,
So
keep
amazing.
throwing airplanes whenever you feel like it. Like whoever comes in or whatever, you just grab an airplane, throw it. If you hit the cake, we
Oh,
can all
we
eat
should
it.
play double Jenga, except whoever gets the shot pieces on the shot Jenga
Can shoot an airplane.
throw an airplane at
Yeah.
the pentagonal cake. That would be
So
cool.
another benefit of having 2 sets of Jenga is that one of them is for alcoholics. So about half of the pieces, maybe something like 60% of the pieces, something like that, say shot on them. So if you pull a piece out that says shot, you have to take a shot.
Clever.
And then the other Jenga is for the people that don't drink. That's really how we've always done it. The people that like to drink alcohol, or there are some people that like, dude, I already took 3 shots in the last 30 minutes. Let me take a chance at the other Jenga set, so I don't need to drink after I take a turn.
Yeah, because some people
So-
will get like shot,
Oh,
shot,
God, yeah.
shot.
Yeah, if you
shot.
don't get a good luck
I'm
run.
usually that person.
Yeah, you get too many fucking shots. And if you were to drop the shot Jenga, you end up. There was a punishment. I lost that shot glass. There was a Texas shot glass, like
Yeah,
a Texas flag,
it's-
and it's like 3 or 4 shots. Huge, and
It's
we'll
only
mix whatever
appropriate.
alcohol we had. Like it was a suicide shot with whatever alcohol we just had.
Man, playing with
I
you
like
is
how it's called a
scary.
suicide shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was thinking more like,
Oh, you went there?
yeah,
you really went there.
I went there. I made that joke.
I got it.
I decided I was going to go for it, and
You
it
made
came
a-
out of my mouth.
You made a suicide joke in 9/11 with 2 Jenga sets in front of us.
Like I said,
I get you. I got you.
nothing is sacred. Nothing is sacred, guys.
Oh fuck no! Why bother?
That is the motto of this show. Life is chaos.
And nothing is sacred. But we're not ending the show right now. We'll
No,
say
no,
that
no! I
at the end.
forgot. We always say that at the end of the show. That is our key. That's that. For the record, that's a shirt design we're working on. It's coming out soon. It's a shirt that says "Life is chaos, nothing is sacred."
Oh, cool.
Something we've been wanting to make. We've been wanting to make this is like the first show, and
Oh,
I never
yeah.
got around to making a goddamn
Yeah.
logo for it.
Also,
But,
we want to make the shirt that is just car mechanics. Oh, I might be able to
Yeah.
get someone who work on like the actual design.
a cool
that
design
one.
for just car mechanics.
It's just
so
car mechanics.
another ongoing joke.
That
is,
looks really phallic. Like it's just like a bunch of sex objects in the shape of an engine. Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
cool. It's just car mechanics, guys.
There was a conversation we had where everything seemed to be. We could just say car
It
mechanics.
was when I was talking about lube.
Yeah, we're talking about lubes and balls, and it's like we're
ball
talking about
bearings,
cars.
things like that.
This is conversations about cars. This has nothing to do with sex at all. If your parents are tuning in, we're talking about car mechanics. It's all car mechanics. I know my brother was talking about getting a shirt with a used condom that has a kernel of corn in it.
It has a kernel.
And it's a story that I told in the podcast.
Okay.
I'll tell you after because you actually know who that story involved. But yeah,
Spicy.
spicy.
Yeah.
Well, you know who I was dating when we started hanging out. This is a long time ago.
We can talk about it later.
Nah, yeah, we'll talk about this. So do we have anything else? It seems like we ran out of. We started to.
I still got plenty of questions.
Oh yeah, please do.
Yeah,
This is officially an interview.
It's a heck of an interview.
Yeah, like now that we know your backstory, anything else you wanted to add about your experience?
Let's see. Last time I had the heart cath, felt like someone bludgeoned my testicles like a punching bag. But
Did they though?
Huh?
Did they? Because you don't know, right?
They say they didn't. But yeah, which is like, and this is like, I don't know, I've had a heart cath more than 10 times, so maybe one of those times I would have had the symptom, at least maybe once, a little bit.
Here's my
They
question.
said-
Did somebody shave you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he was a beautiful man, very nice, very
I know, like
attractive.
when I got the vasectomy, there's some very gay-looking dude who shaved my balls very nicely, and I'm like,
I don't know what it is. When you start getting into like the nice inner pieces of a hospital, everyone's gorgeous. And it's not because of the drugs. I swear to God.
it's not because of the drug.
No, like, and I don't fucking get it, but I've met the most beautiful people in a hospital.
Have you ever like picked up anyone out?
No.
Really? I've actually done that.
Oh man, I have so many people on my list that I wish I could have worked with, but no.
Yeah, I've actually done that. I was with my ex at the time, and I just opened it up. Because whenever I'm in a hospital, especially if like someone, because this was still early on in the relationship before I knew a lot of stuff, and I was sitting in the hospital and I was trying to make light of a situation, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm constantly cracking jokes. Like
Oh,
when
yeah.
I was
Oh,
in
they love it.
when I was
They
in the
love it.
hospital for all sorts of stuff for like my B12 deficiencies and things like that, I was constantly cracking jokes. And I was cracking jokes with this one girl, and she seemed particularly interested, so I made a joke about it. She said, all right. And I was like, forget it. So, we did that.
Nice.
Yes.
Forget about it.
Man,
Just forget it.
was a
So
good time.
You turned her down, or
No. We
Why do you say forget it?
What?
You said forget it.
Oh,
oh, forget it. Let's do it.
forget that. Let's do it. And
Yeah,
so
like,
we
forget
just
that. Let's do it.
Interesting. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
we just went
don't
back
know
to
why
my
I heard
place
that
and-
incorrectly.
Yeah, it's like a weird double negative, but not.
Yeah, I got you. That's so cool. But I mean, you never really control when you meet someone interesting and you want to kind of have an interesting.
Oh, God's no. It's
Think
so
about
weird
it.
when it happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'll enjoy that. But you were talking about how, like, the hospital. That's another thing that we sort of have in common. A lot of people, and not because I'm handicapped in any way, but I am a very weird, I guess, character in public.
Eclectic?
Eclectic. That's a weird term.
You don't know that term?
No.
Oh, okay.
What's eclectic mean?
That describes you
You
pretty
agree?
well.
Oh,
Yay! I win.
Okay, whatever. So a lot of I have had a lot of experiences where it would seem as though afterwards it was more of a bucket list item time. Like, you know what I mean? Like fucking let's do that crazy weird.
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
It has nothing to do with, like, but it was just to check me out of the fucking thing. And it was like, oh, I fucked that one guy. I'm like, what the fuck? But it was, you know what I mean? It's the same thing as you. Like, I kind of, that should have been expressed beforehand. That it was just.
By the way, the
Yeah.
direct definition is deriving ideas, style, or taste from a broad and diverse range of sources.
Oh, that is actually very accurate.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I'm eclectic rather than unique, which is what a lot of people call me.
Mm-hmm.
They're like,
eclectic
you're
was
so
better.
unique. I'm like, I am not actually. I have a lot of inspirations, and you might not recognize all of them. So you might see what I see, like what I do as unique. But every single part of my personality and my visual, like, what do you call it, my outfits and stuff, they come from somewhere.
Yeah, they
Your
stem from
ensemble?
another source.
Yeah, it's
Ensemble.
just it's like I took pieces of pieces of Manson, pieces of a wrestler, pieces of a philosopher that I just heard say some intro. George Carlin is all over my vocabulary. Things like that, and people might not recognize it. A lot of people recognize the armbands and the hair as Jeff Hardy, straight up. They're like, it's Jeff Hardy cosplay, and they're like, well, Jeff Hardy's one of the fucking inspirations, but the armbands came from Manson. Jeff Hardy, when they asked him where he came up with that, he's like, oh, Manson did it, so I started doing it. And I'm like, see, this is fucking hilarious that I'm referencing the original guy, not the guy referencing that guy too. Every now and then, it's I don't know.
You hipster.
I'm a hipster. Yeah. I just saw a picture earlier today that says, like, parents should raise their kids better, otherwise Marilyn Manson will.
Yep,
And
I saw that today.
we are from the generation that was raised by Marilyn Manson, I think.
And we're totally okay with
I
it.
actually
He
All
was
worked out
right.
Well.
He was more right than
I-
most parents.
I actually never really got into Manson, not because like my parents didn't like Manson or anything, because my parents really liked like rock and all the other stuff, and they were like, hey, if you're into it, you're into it. Like my parents weren't really into techno, but I was loving on that techno.
No
like,
shit.
I loved it a lot, and boy, those songs are really dirty. I didn't realize what I was listening to at the time, but like they get really bad. Eiffel
listen to
65
party music
has
now.
some really dirty shit in it.
For the record, they made the music video for the parade with all the footage that I have from it. And Gondra's like, can I change the song in it? Because it's about drugs. Apparently, the song that I originally had picked, he gave me a soundtrack, and I was like, I'll put that on. But he wanted me to pick a better part of the mix, because it was like an hour and a half mix of music. And I just put the beginning of it, because I'm like, fuck it, I don't know. I only need like 10 minutes of the music. And apparently a lot of those clips was like, give me pills or something, and he was like, can I change that song to something else? Because
Can we do a slight twerk?
there's a lot of what?
Slight twerk to that and just adjust it to something else?
It was just like, shit. Well, we're trying to disassociate. A lot of the rave scene has always been associated with drugs.
Oh, yeah,
and
I
we're
understand
definitely
your
not
point of view on
associated with
that.
drugs.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're more of a, like, the healthy caffeine ravers is what I would say we are.
You're so cute.
Because everybody drinks energy drinks.
Oh,
that's-
oh yeah, that's one thing I could bitch about too. On the
Oh,
way.
what do you got? What do you got?
Well,
You don't like energy drinks?
He had a heart problem.
You don't
Well-
anymore, though.
No, I don't anymore.
I'm assuming you don't have a taste for it, though.
Well, okay, I'll explain.
Oh, okay.
I unnecessarily destroyed myself far faster whenever I was 19 by abiding in energy drinks to so much of an amount. Like, the people said that, sure, the energy drinks were one of the things that kept me alive, oddly. Just straight up weird, like, okay, you're running around literally like a skeleton, that's cool, but you need to come back in. But it was the fact that all of them said, your heart would have, I mean, it was already damaged, so keep that in mind, not a healthy heart. My heart would have just blown out. Much like the same scene I mentioned earlier, like if I was a sports kid.
Yeah, you would have been pushing
and
your heart
I
more.
would have pushed my heart, and my heart would have exploded. Same scenario. I would have had it done with an energy drink instead.
Oh.
Yeah, crazy as that. Like, I could just drink it and sit there and just go.
That's okay. Wow.
Yeah, so that's like.
I abuse the shit out of caffeine. But like
it can take a toll on you. I have to admit, I've suffered I certainly can't do it anymore. And I mean, heart transplant, yes, I'm a fully functioning normal human being.
Can you do sodas?
I can abide in, oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have no limitations as a human, except for some stupid fucking rules that make sure I stay on the heart transplant board, which is no tattoos, no skydiving, no risky behavior, which includes riding a motorcycle.
Fuck does tattoos has to? What? No skydiving, no tattoos.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that have to do with heart transplant? You already have it.
Yes,
What
I
are they
do.
gonna repo it?
Actually, I think it's actually a term for syncope. That's something that they told me.
Syncope?
So when your body takes a lot of damage, your heart rate lowers.
Oh.
And if it lowers too much, you can do what I did and completely collapse, and then at that point you become incredibly at risk for having a heart attack.
Okay. For my situation, it's not that at all. It wouldn't affect me as such.
I was just wondering because that's something that happens
No, it
to
makes
everyone when
absolutely sense. Like,
when
if it was
anyone
that, I
is
wouldn't argue.
physically damaged.
So is this more
their
like
their
trying
heart
to
rate lowers.
respect the like?
If they were giving me boundaries to behave within only cuz. Mm-hmm. And they're all noted as
it sounds to
risky
me like a
behaviors.
whole. I give you this nice thing. Please take care of it.
Yes.
That's what it sounds like to me.
It is. It's
rather
absolutely
than
that,
it's not a
because
rule that they're going to repo your heart if you don't fucking follow it.
It's not a rule, but they can kick me off the heart transplant list,
And
which
what-
I'm still a part of.
I'm confused. Is that in case you need another one?
Yes.
Oh,
And you only get
that. Oh, okay.
you rarely even get another one. So
So you're paying for your Apple Care Plus subscription so that in case you fuck it up. Yeah, I get it. It's kind of
Yeah.
like don't open your phone up. You're gonna fuck up the warranty and then nobody's
I
gonna.
mean, at this point, you know, this
Wow.
heart's been running for so long. I might as well just start smoking. You
Isn't
know?
that a thing in the?
a
There's
little bit. I got
movie-
10 years now, and I'm like, where's? Everyone's like, well, you've made the 10-year point, which means you're pretty okay, but I still have to take meds.
It's kind of like
I
when
mean,
you're
you can't be
still making
accepted.
payments on your phone. You don't want to fuck it up, but once it's done, fuck the cover. I don't need it.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that, but it's just that I already. Yeah, this is my fault for scaring myself. Read so many reports about people who've had hearts up to this point, and then this is whenever they start getting lazy. All you need to do is just keep up with your medication. That's it. It's not like if I go out to a concert and someone has the sniffles and whatnot, I'm immediately bedridden. No, that's not how it is. But indeed, let's say my favorite example: anti-vaxxers. Fuck all of you.
Yeah, he's the guy that's basically like, no, I'm the reason why you vaccinate.
Damn straight. Because
we had a show about this.
Yeah,
right?
we did. We had
my
an entire
favorite
show
thing, and my girlfriend's so fun. She has these wonderful, wonderful, scary podcasts talking about diseases. Yes, of which I'm all terrified of. And she talks about the measles. I'm like, oh hell the fuck no! Don't want to be dealing with any of this shit. And I'm just thinking about like anti-vaxxers. I could just go out and never thought in my life that I would have to be worried about some sniveling little shit kid that didn't get any vaccinations because mommy dearest thought, he's gonna come up with all these problems. Whenever
Autism. Yeah.
yeah, and having
Causes
your
autism.
kid actually has a problem, you only wish to blame it on something else, not simply take care of your child whom you love with said disability, or not.
We're gonna start playing Jenga. We got 10 minutes left. If you want to take a turn, in one of these things.
Yes.
But yeah. So yeah, fuck anti-vaxxers. That's
Yeah, dude, anti-vaxxers can, as far as I can say, they could all just drop off the face of the earth and everyone would be
I think
better.
they're trying to.
Well, I don't want them to take me with them.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a very fair
This
point.
is my only issue with the whole anti-vaxxer thing. Right now, and okay, it's only convenient because I don't like the people, and she doesn't like the people, but my girlfriend's brother got with a girl who's anti-vaxxer. And I already told the parents, I'm not going to fuck with this. This is not some joking matter for me. I'm not
they're fucking killing you, yeah.
I'm not even going to witness this person's existence in front of me, let alone be there if they ever have a child, which they did. And of course, is following in the same toe of anti-vaxxing. I was like, I can't be a part of your family. Straight. I just can't. I can't be a part of it.
That's not even
I'm not even being
your
trying to
mom
mean
is religious.
about
I
it.
can't do that. Has nothing
it's
to do.
just- I
This
want to
is-
stay alive.
Yeah, that's important.
I never thought I would have to say that to some people, being like, oh, well, it's really not that bad. Oh, until it is.
Yeah.
And then I'm dead.
Yeah.
There's no comebacksies. Okay, well, maybe a little bit, but
It's
it
no
was really,
comebacksies.
really rough. And I don't want to do it again, guys, at all.
By the way, you were describing something that we didn't address on. Oh Jesus, you didn't address it on the actual podcast, but that you saw what happened to your heart when they took it out of you.
Oh my God, yes, I did see what my heart looked like for 2 seconds, as long as it lasted. So my doctor pulled a little clip to the side after my heart transplant because he was like, I know you're not supposed to see this because it's medical documentation and whatnot, but I already told them how very, very
No, I need you to drop the
about
name
not
of
getting
that
my
doctor and the hospital you were at, so we can publish. I'm being a dick. No, don't do
Okay.
that.
I was like, wait,
it's a
what?
joke. Well, because
Sorry.
you're basically telling us that your doctor admitted to have probably broken the law.
Más o menos, but yeah.
It probably not actually. It's just one of those things where
Yeah, it's like
More of
because
an
it
ethical-
is his heart. It is his surgery.
They
He
should have
has
been able to
some
give it to
rights.
him.
He has some rights to some of the stuff, but
He didn't even get to keep- that's something we were talking
a lot
about.
of rights in the same process. That's what I was very, very surprised at.
That equipment you were wearing, you didn't get to keep that either. But did you pay for it, or was it given to you at the hospital? You were
think-
renting it?
I really don't know when it comes to life support equipment.
That's
as far as I
so
can say,
weird.
the insurance took care of it.
You know when some
And I
idiot gets
certainly
like
hope
a...
it's not reusable, but then again, maybe it is.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
it probably
just
is.
sounds terrifying
That's
to me in a
wrong.
way.
Trust me, alcohol kills everything.
No, that's fair.
When you
Including
get up
people.
when you get up to the 99.999 section, nothing survives it. It's so caustic, it'll just. And
I
trust me,
know-
some of the
Oh,
stuff
God,
that
it
they
just
clean
creeps me out.
electronics with, boy, oh man, you do not want any of that stuff getting anywhere close to you.
It's like acidic, it just melts
No,
away.
that's a solid-
The crazy part is, a lot of people don't know this, but actual basic stuff, so caustic things, are more like dissolve worthy than acid. So like acid will dissolve stuff, like it'll dissolve metal and things, but like caustic is like the stuff you see in anime where it like eats through the table and then eats through the floor. Like that's
Like
the
alien style. Alien
yeah,
blood.
alien style. Like acids really don't get that bad, but bases do. Bases
Okay.
just keep getting worse. And there are some bases that like you can't keep in anything. Like they're made and they have like very particularly like cooled chambers that you have to hold in them because if they get too warm, it eats through the container.
So it's like that salsa that I got, the
Yeah.
Scoville, that they told me not to. So it's a base?
What?
No,
an
the
acid?
Scoville, no, I think the Scoville is actually more acidic, but no, bases are things like, you know how you can keep like an acid in like a glass
Yeah.
beaker
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff? You can't keep this in a glass beaker, it'll eat through it.
I used to have this is something about the magic community we tend to use things the way they're not supposed to be used.
Mm-hmm.
I told you I had the smoke machine that had some kind of sulfuric powder
Mm-hmm.
to make smoke with. And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty smoke, but that shit's toxic.
Mm-hmm.
And you're selling that shit to kids. Like, yeah, they don't even know what it was. Like,
Oh.
I had to look it up and like, oh shit, that's like sulfuric something.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what the compound was, but it was something dangerous and I was eating through my clothes. Like, it would just leave like a yellow hole, like a cigarette burn on my
Oh,
jacket.
nasty.
It's fucking shit up. And I had this other one that it looked like a droplet bottle, like this little glass medication bottle with like a little droplet, what do you call it?
Eyedropper?
Yeah,
or
yeah, like
pipette?
you stick
Pipette?
it in with a little rubber tip that you suck a couple drops in there. So there was that container, and you're supposed to stick a what do you call it? An ear Q-tip into it and draw on a window, and it'll make this invisible design that you can, when you fog the window up, the design will come up. It was this invisible ink type thing that you would put on the window. You can't see it at all once it dries, and
So
you
the
go,
condensation just doesn't
yeah,
stick
and the
to it.
condensation would make it, yeah. And it was fascinating until the next day I saw the Q-tip had been eaten. Look, so whatever the fuck that shit was.
Like you just fucking burned it away. Or
Yeah,
just-
it ate it. There was nothing. So
Jesus.
it melted completely, like
Chemicals, man.
Yeah, like somebody just put a lighter for half an hour on it. It was just that's what it looked like. I'm like, what the fuck? And like, they're just selling that shit at the magic shop.
That sounds like.
They don't tell you what it is either. It's like invisible ink. Like, fuck you. You're trying to kill
I
people.
don't go too much into detail for it, but the
Especially 'cause it looks
the
like
silver
medication that somebody
nitrate
might put in
sticks
your
that I
eye.
had for the LVAD. 'Cause,
Sorry, what?
The silver nitrate sticks that I had for the LVAD was much like that. They give it to you for the sake of burning growing tissue. Because
Oh, to clean the tube, right? Like where
it's
skin?
not cleaning it. It's so that the fact that I make sure my skin doesn't grow up the tube.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, because my body's like, oh, you got a hole right there. Let's just seal that up. Well, the wire's in the way. Well,
go
okay,
around
let's
it.
just go up this fucking wire.
So you would have like an umbilical cord thing going on if that had
Oh,
been...
it, like, technically your body would. Like, it would eventually kept growing to fill up the
Just
hole
fill
and
skin.
whatnot. Yeah, so it
Would
would
you have? Would you actually have? What do you call it? Would you feel pain on the entire tube? Like I,
don't
wonder
know,
if it
like,
would grow.
There were those people that were, like, stuck in some kind of... some village or whatnot for so many years, and they were stuck inside of a cave, and there were prisoners there, and then they were so rubbed raw here in the wrists and the ankles and whatnot that their skin had grown over their ankles and the wrist braces and whatnot.
Oh,
and then
shit.
have also, like, the skin and whatnot had grown attached to the wall in it itself because of the continuous bracing of damage and whatnot, so it just eventually healed it towards, whatever's still there. The whatever
That is
stayed
so
still connected
Interesting.
for the longest time, therefore you're staying to it. It's fucking good.
I remember that was an argument once made on I think it was the Atheist Experience, where it was like, if you pray, God will heal you, and it's like, if I cut my hand and wait, it'll heal with absolutely no need for magic. So what is your God doing exactly?
I mean, as far as I can say,
We heal.
God gave you your own ability to heal, so get over it.
Yeah,
Like,
so there's no need to pray then.
so do something
done.
and then gave you the tools. Work with them, monkey.
Yeah, that was also a Louis C.K. bit of people that was like, what do you spill oil? Like, who spilled oil in the fucking ocean? It was like, oh, it's just some oil. What do you need oil for? It was like, 'cause we want to go faster, and it's cold. Like, what do you mean cold? I gave you all this shit. It was like, what do you? He was like, well, good job. It's like, what the fuck's a job? You know, people who have trouble with a video game and they call and you help them through it. Like, what the fuck do you do that for? Money? What do you need money for? Food? He's like, I left food everywhere. There's food all over the fucking ground. Get some grain, making some bread. What are you doing?
Work together.
He's like,
make
yeah,
it
but
going.
it doesn't have like bacon around it. I like it when it has bacon.
Oh, some tasty
That's
bits.
humanity right there.
Bacon makes the world go round.
Oh God, but yeah, and then I think the other thing I wanted to like, it would have been interesting for you to keep that. I was going to say that any imbecile that gets like a DUI, they put that equipment in their car. They have to blow on it before they can drive it, and they have to pay for that.
Yes, they do.
But they don't keep it.
No, they don't.
Well, it's weird, but that's a punishment too, right? It's also kind of a form of deterring people from getting DUIs.
Yeah,
I guess.
but okay, with that specific situation, I mean, people get screwed over for the fact that simply they have to buy that fucking equipment, which more often than not is not cheap.
Yeah, I was wondering if your family had to go into debt because of the fucking equipment, like your batteries and shit, and those batteries had to go bad at some point. You had to buy new ones, right?
Over the batteries that I had,
Yeah.
I had to go through a completely remodeling. As in, I
Because
went
batteries
from,
are not meant to last forever.
No. And I had the LVAD for a long period of time. Not like the longest, but 2 years was a pretty good stint on having an LVAD. Most people get something happens sooner enough or
Oh
later.
shit! Okay,
And
just realized we're out of time here.
okay.
So we might have to bring you back if you want to continue to talk about your.
I don't mind.
It's amazing how many.
I don't mind talking about. I mean, I got.
And that,
hospital
we haven't
stories
even
at
gotten
the
into your like sexual deviancy because you have all kinds of weird things too, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
You're
We can
definitely
talk
one of
about all
us,
that
and we
stuff.
didn't get around to talking about much of that. We just I wanted to tell you the story about.
someone with my dick. That's enough.
It's a good first story. It's a good opener.
It's a good
It's a
opener.
nice catcher.
Nice tease.
Absolutely. Well, we're completely out of time tonight, so thank you guys. I'm sorry we were late today about we started pretty late. But it's still going to be available by midnight tomorrow. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, so
By midnight tonight?
Oh no, it's not because it's already midnight.
It's
So.
already
I know what you mean.
midnight.
But
Makes sense.
yeah, probably tomorrow morning people will be able to see it on iTunes and Google Play. And we seriously got to get around to making a Pornhub account to post this. But on that note, thank you guys very much for listening. And whoever is watching, thank you for watching. You got any last thing to say before we close up?
Sign up for organ donation.
Absolutely. Wow, that's it. We've never done anything positive here. Life is chaos.
And nothing is sacred.
Good night.